What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different...
Hello lovelies, and welcome to episode 2 in our Walt Disney World Honeymoon Disneymoon series. I hope you're going to enjoy this video as it's a fun one, and we are talking about all things Disney dining. We're going to be talking about ADR'S, which stands for Advanced Dining Reservations, and I'm going to hopefully show you some tips and tricks on how to bag the restaurants that you think are unbookable. So if you are new to this channel, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. And if you haven't met us, my name's Sean and my husband is Mark. He will be in some videos later on in the series. But if you haven't watched my first video, go and check it out and it'll explain that I have done most of the planning. So I'm going to take you through our plan and how we came about deciding what restaurants we wanted to go to. And which restaurants were top priority and less priority. Now this is going to make your dining reservations become a lot easier. So in this video I'm going to go through the process that me and my husband went through, and I hope it helps you to plan for your dining reservations. So part 1, so me and Mark sat down together and we went through the planner that was mentioned in our previous video, and we looked at all the restaurants that sounded interesting. Then we went onto YouTube and started to watch Disney food blog videos, which are really helpful as they go to all the dining experiences available on Disney, and they show you a detailed experience. So what we did is we wrote down ones that we wanted to do in each land, and whether we wanted to do it for breakfast, lunch or dinner, and we also put down some quick service meals that we want to do as well. So for example, I've got a few notes here, so that's what I'm glancing down on, but it will just help me explain it to you a bit better. So for example, we looked at Magic Kingdom, and the top 3 restaurants that we wanted to do in Magic Kingdom were Be Our Guest, Cinderella's Royal Table and Crystal Palace. So we literally got a piece of paper like this, and we wrote down our top 3 in every land, and then we put it into priority order. So for this one, our priority, and we know it's a hard to get booking, was Cinderella's Table, and we've put to go for breakfast as well, because a bonus of booking for breakfast, especially the first time slot that's available, is that you can get into the parks before everybody else, and you can get those magical pictures in front of the castle. So that is a top tip if you are willing to get up early, and you can get that booking, then that would be brilliant. Now with Cinderella's Royal Table, that is the only restaurant that when it comes to your advanced dining reservations that you will have to pay up front. And I'll have to check the prices to make sure that I get the information right, but I think we paid like $126 for this experience, but it meant that like it was one less thing for us to worry about to pay when we got there, so in a way it was kind of helpful. Then the next restaurant that we put for Magic Kingdom second on our list was Be Our Guest, as Beauty and the Beast is my favourite movie of all time. Absolutely love it. And I've actually got some Disney bounding to wear for that as well. But we'll do another video about Disney bounding, maybe in the next episode. And then the third one that we put is Crystal Palace. Now this is a restaurant that is all Winnie the Pooh themed, and at our wedding my mum actually read a Winnie the Pooh poem, which I absolutely love, and have it on a poster now in my spare room. So that definitely means something to us, and again I'm going to be Disney bounding in that restaurant as well. Then we started to list the ones that we wanted to do for quick service. So we've got Pinocchio's, Gaston's Tavern, and there's so many more on there, but they're the 3 main restaurants that we want to do in Magic Kingdom. Then the next place that we looked at was Epcot, and again we just did it again, picked 3 that we wanted to do. I mean, you can have more than 3, but we just chose to do 3 at this time. So the next 3 that we put was Space 220 Lounge. So there's Space 220 restaurant and a Space 220 lounge. Now from the videos that I've watched on YouTube, you're more than likely going to get a lounge reservation quite easily, and people have said you still get the same experience, you just have like a smaller menu, but you can still experience it. And I've looked at the food menu and there's not really much I want to eat there, so I'm probably going to go for a couple of drinks in the lounge just to get the overall experience. But I have also seen on Facebook groups as well that some people have been offered the full menu in the lounge as well, and I think Space 220 also has a walk-up reservation list, so be sure to check that out on your trip if you don't manage to get the reservation. So we put that as number 1 for Epcot. Number 2, we put Teppan Edo. This is a fine dining experience, and it's also an interactive experience. So you're sat in a square with other people, and in the middle is the chef, and they like put on a little show whilst they're cooking the food for you. So I thought that would be quite a good experience. And then for number 3, we put, it doesn't say here, but I think we have actually put something for number 3, but this was just our rough guide. And then for Animal Kingdom, our first choice was Tusker House. Now down here it says dinner time, but we've actually gone for breakfast time, because again, you can get in before everybody else and get that fantastic picture of the Tree of Life with hardly anyone around. So that was another reason why we picked that. And I've also read good reviews on Tusker House breakfast. Again, this is a character meal. We are doing quite a lot of character meals, so don't feel like you have to, but because this is like a once in a lifetime holiday, and we don't really want to spend time queuing to meet characters, we wanted to do it this way by going for character meals. So don't feel like you have to book every single character meal unless that's what you want to do. But for us, we don't have kids, we're a newly married couple, and that's what we're choosing to do. And again, things have changed since I wrote this original list down, so do bear with me. So Hollywood Studios, number 1, we put sci-fi dining. I know that's quite popular, and that is where you sit in the cars in an old like outdoor cinema, and it just looked really atmospheric. So a lot of these restaurants we've booked for the experience. I know the food is not supposed to be so good in some of these, but if you check out our vlogs once we've been to Disney, we might say something different, so who knows. Second we have put Ogre's Cantina. Now we actually switched this over since this draft, so we've actually put Ogre's Cantina first. Again, this is a bar experience. They do snacks, but I wouldn't really call them snacks from what I've seen. My husband is a massive fan of Star Wars, and he's so excited to go to Star Wars Land. So this was a definite must for us, and again, it's just to have a few drinks, indulge in the atmosphere, and after all, we are celebrating our honeymoon Disneymoon, so yeah. And then third for Hollywood Studios was 50s Prime Time. 50s Prime Time is like going into your auntie's kitchen supposedly, and the host is your auntie, and it's an interactive experience, so a bit like Karen's Diner over here in the UK, but obviously it's not as strong-mouthed, should I say. It's a little bit more tamer, but again, there are certain rules that you have to follow in the kitchen. And I've also been told as well, make sure you check out the colour of the soap when you wash your hands. But again, me and Mark have never been to Walt Disney World before, so I'm just like telling this based on things that I've heard. Another one that we've got booked for Animal Kingdom is Sana. I hope I'm saying that right. And this is in the Kidani Village at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So I've tried looking at some videos on how to find it. So if anyone knows an easy way of how to find it, let me know in the comments, because I'd really appreciate that. But I presume there'll be signage or something when we get to Animal Kingdom Lodge. I don't know. But it looks absolutely amazing, and I love an Indian, and so does Mark, and the bread service looks out of this world. And they also do butter chicken curry, which is my absolute favourite. So I'm really looking forward to that. So they were our first initial dining ideas of what we wanted to do, and like I have mentioned, things have changed since. So now I'm going to show you a sheet that I've made, so it was ready for when it came to our 60-day advanced dining reservations. So if you are staying on Disney property, you can book the first 10 days of restaurants on your advanced dining reservation day. If you are staying off property, you can book your dining for the first day of your holiday, and then every day after you can keep booking them. So that was another reason why we decided to stay on Disney property, so we could just get everything planned and done, and just get excited about going. So I'm now going to be talking to you about how we booked our advanced dining reservations and the plan that we came up with that worked really well. And I'm happy to say we managed to get everything that we wanted. And I'll also talk about some complications that we went through when we was trying to book our dining reservations, in the hope that it will help you guys out as well. So what I did was created this sheet, which was very, very helpful, and I could tick things off as it went along when we booked them, and I could circle the date as well. Obviously I've removed all of my details, so at the top here I put like the bank card that I want to use, because you do have to put in bank details every time you book a reservation. It is really annoying. I think there is a way that you can like save the details rather than put it in, but it just didn't work for us, and we didn't want to waste time, so we just made sure we had our bank details ready. Obviously as well, for Cinderella's royal table, we had to actually call up to book it. It wouldn't let us book it online, so just bear that in mind. If you are from the UK and you're desperate to get Cinderella's royal table, make sure you ring up. The lines open at 12 UK time. So what we did is we got online for about 11:15, and then 11 o'clock the bookings opened, and then once we'd got all the rest of the bookings, we managed to ring up dead on 12 and get Cinderella's royal table. So that was great. So this is how we set it up. These are the 3 days that we've got to play with. So we're going over the course of 2 months, which is why you'll see different dates. But these are days that we had 3 where we could change things after 2 o'clock, because you can park hop after 2 o'clock. So this is what we went for. So I've listed all the ones in order. So Space 220 was the one that we definitely wanted to get. So you know I mentioned previously about putting everything in a list. Well, we took all of our dining reservations and then we put them into another priority list. So we've put the times. So we want to book Space 220 Lounge, which is in Epcot, and we want to get a booking between 11 AM to 2 PM on the 31st or the 6th or 9th of the next month. So that's how we've done it. So I put the name of the place, where it is, and the times. You can see. And then I have added another dining reservation as well to Liberty Tree Tavern. So all of these ones that you've seen, we managed to get. So what we did is we printed out 2 copies of this. And on the day, me and Mark literally went onto the website and we got all the tabs up. So I'll show you that now. So I used my laptop and Mark used my PC, and we sat next to each other. I logged into my Disney experience and Mark logged into his Disney experience. And then this is what we did. So we went to my Disney experience and we clicked my plans. You go to dine in and make reservation. And then if you click here, you can choose where you want to look. So our first day was at Hollywood Studios. So you're just going to click Hollywood Studios. And then you're going to click your date that you want. So let's put it for like sometime next week. So let's do it for the 8th. And then here, if you've got the specific time that you want, that you wrote on the sheet, go for that. You can choose, if you're not fussed about time, you can choose either brunch, dinner, breakfast or lunch. But if you've got a set time that you want to eat between, choose that. So I'm going to go for 1 PM. and then you select the party size, so how many of you there are. So this is on 2 adults, and then you're going to click search times, and then down here it will come up with all the availability. So there's one here for 12.25. So if you were fine with that, that's fine. If not, click here. And then this is what we did. So we did this, and then we just opened another tab, logged back into My Disney Experience, and we set all the tabs up. So me and Mark took one each, one restaurant each. So we both had loads of tabs lined up. Then all you do is just click, book it, close it, click on the next one, click, book it. And we managed to book everything within literally 15 minutes, and we got everything that we wanted. So I hope this video has been really useful.